Hey guys, I waited a couple days to talk about this. Sometimes I'm too early, sometimes I'm too late. So this all started a few days ago on the show Monday Night Muscle. And here are the remarks from Tim Wilkins, who was MC of the Olympia, that started all. His remarks about Sam Sulek. Here we go.
Start by saying, I know we judge against who was there at the time. And when you get your pro card, you get your pro card. Get ready, all your haters and jealous and whatnot. When I did North Americans last year, there were 18 guys in the over 50D class. Over 50D.
D.
6 of them could have gone pro, and 3 of them could have been top 5 at any show they did ever. So don't get too far ahead of yourself. But I'm going to say something interesting, Tarek. And I'm going to direct this to Sam, and I'm going to say it from the coach. I coach kids who ask me about you all the time. I had my millennial son ask me about you the other time. I do not think you're good for the sport. I think you're garbage for the sport, and garbage as an influencer. And I think the Jay Cutlers and the Phil Heaths of the world need to take you aside and say, you got a great future ahead. If you want to see 30, there's some things that need to change. You have 6 to 10 million young people following you. You're eating like you know what. You show it on your start by saying, I know we judge against who in your skin. You're taking things that are way beyond your skill level, build to your max first, and build from there.
And learn.
I was contemplating doing this, and the clip of a Primetime Muscle, as I'm thinking about all this, that we played, was about longevity. I'm telling you this as someone who cares about the sport, the youth that follow you, and Sam, I care about you. Knock it off. Slow down. I saw him post a video the other day that said, you only see the years that I've posted online, not all the years that I've put in. You're 23. There aren't a lot of years. There's not a lot of background.
No.
Slow down, take your time, keep your pro card active, and when it's right, build safely.
Wow.
Oof. Okay, so first reaction when I heard that is, he is cooked. He's going to get ripped to shreds by the many, many millions of Sam Sulek fans. I hate to use religion and compare it to anything, but what he did is almost like talking crap about Muhammad. You know, you're going to get a lot of backlash from people in fundamentalist Muslim nations for that, for sure. Death threats, things like that, maybe even. So I was worried when I heard that. So I'm roughly Tim's age. I think I might be a little older than Tim. I'm 55. I'll be 56. Contrary to what you guys think, we're not boomers. Baby boomers were born from 1946 to 1964. So you would have to be 61 years old, roughly, minimum, to be a boomer. Gen X is what we are, 1965 to 1980. That's Generation X. That's what we are. A lot of you guys are millennials watching. Some of you are probably Gen Z. I have a daughter that's a millennial. She was born in 94. My son was born in 99. He's Gen Z. And they have Gen Beta. Is that the one? That's Gen Alpha? I don't know what's up now. So anyway, put Sam up here. He made some valid points, but saying he's a garbage influencer. And look, I know, guys, I have been harsh on him too. Trust me. And I'm starting to think maybe it's time I back off. All of the guys my age, just back off. Let him be. Is he a role model? He just does what he posts videos about what he does. He's not saying do what I do. Don't eat the junk food that I eat. These donuts and cereal and chocolate milk and Five Guys and In-N-Out Burger and things like that. So he's not saying to do what I do. Unlike, let me show you real quick. A couple of guys that I think compared to these guys, Sam is, an angel. So this is look at this clip real quick.
The cycle right now.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing crazy, you feel me? Like Tren Ace, some Deca, Methyltren.
Over a gram per week or under?
I'm at like 2 grams right now.
2 grams? Oh, I was like, no way.
I'm just kidding. I'm just running a little bit of test, EQ, and Anavar. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Beginner cycle?
Pretty much. I just tore my pec. I'm not trying to tear another muscle.
And are you doing the same cycle?
No, bro. I've always taken a little bit less, but like, I'm not. Why the f would I lie? The cycle, it just tests EQ because that EQ keeps it in a good range, bro. So I don't really fuck around. As long as my hormones are good, I up it up a little bit, but I don't go crazy. Like,
Who has the better genetics between you two?
bro, so the thing is, bro, one of the twins gets smushed in the womb because like there's not a lot of space in there.
Which one was it?
I got smushed, bro. So my abs are a little bit shifted. So like in terms of bodybuilding, like I think Mikey, if he's just like standing straight, I feel.
All right, I've heard enough of those guys. I mean, Sam was studied engineering compared to the Trend twins, who sound like they barely have a brain cell to share between them. He's a freaking genius. So I think they are garbage influencers. And right there, one of the guys, I don't know the difference between the Trend twins. One of them just contradicted himself. Kenny KO asked him to cycle. He rattles off a few things. Then he goes, no, I'm just kidding. I'm on this or that. How do you even know what to believe? You know, it sounds like he's lying out his ass either way. Let me get to your comments, guys, because I'm sure you got some choice words from me. The boomer. I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X. Okay. Yeah, this Tim dude is an absolute clown. I respect Lee the most out of everyone about this, defending him like his own son. Seriously, I missed the part with Lee Priest going back and forth with him after that. I saw his initial comment on one of the posts, but I haven't been following the Lee Priest, Tim or whatever back and forth at all. Non-FBB. Be embarrassed if I was this guy's kid. Dad, you sound like a boomer. Again, guys, do I have to put this in I think I'm gonna have to put it in a baby boomer. So I'm gonna make a years of birth, because you guys are calling people boomers that aren't boomers, and I take great offense. I'm not a boomer. So baby boomer, okay, 1946 to 1964, Generation X. You know, it doesn't matter, I guess. You don't care, but it matters to me. 1980. Okay. Okay, so now you know. I thought that was important. Important distinction. If you're going to call people boomers, at least. But embarrassed for his kid's dad. What the hell is Tim anyway? So Tim competes. He's a master's men's physique competitor. He's a former United States Marine Corps. You're always a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. He did make one valid point. Yeah, it was Sam got his pro card through a very easy route. He didn't have that many people. I think there were only 4 guys in his class at the Arnold Classic. So he beat 3 guys. Am I right? It was 4 or 5. It wasn't much. It was a handful. And then he beat 2 other guys to win the overall and turn pro. And Tim made a valid point. He competed last year at one of the Masters Pro qualifiers. I don't know if it was North American Masters Nationals. He was in the Masters over 50. They're all Masters. Over 50 D class for men's physique, which means he's pretty tall, because it goes A, B, C, D, and E would be like over 6'3" or something. So he said there were 18 guys alone in his class. Now, the last time I competed, I did Masters Nationals. That was the last show I ever did. July 2013, I was an over 40 heavyweight, and there were 31 guys in my class, 31 in one class. And I think you still had to win the overall to get the pro card. So even beating 30 guys wouldn't have gotten me a pro card. And I didn't. I was like middle of the pack at that show. Clown shoes. Even the boomer don't agree with you, Pops. Chris Corner, I'm not a boomer. I'm Generation X. Chris Corner is the only decent guy on that platform. Well, I mean, he didn't stick up for Sam. I mean, if you're taking Sam's side on this, as a lot of you are, which is fine. Chris didn't stick up for him at all. He just was basically agreeing with everything Tim was saying. That's a thumbs up. Thank you. Stay upon 50 years old, still taking steroids, trying to get a pro card. LOL. And Sam's garbage, really? Well, yeah, I don't know how long Tim's been competing. Maybe he hasn't been competing that long. I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, we have master shows. So there's guys at the Masters Nationals. I think they have an over 70 class. I think they had an over 80 class. I think they did. I know they had over 70. So, they're encouraging people of all ages, from not cradle to the grave, because you have to be 18 now to compete in the NPC, the amateur division, but cradle to the grave, basically. PM Boomer 64. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I tried to make that distinction. But Sam is also such a humble dude, legit never gets into any negative. Yeah, he doesn't really respond to anything. I've noticed, which, why would he? He's too busy. It's like, he has like almost 4 million subs on his YouTube channel. He doesn't get back. I have a tiny, compared to him, my channel is tiny. It's like a flea. I have like 8,500, 8,600 subscribers. So when I get comments on all my videos, I respond personally to every single one of them. But, he has probably 10,000, 20,000 comments per video. That would be his whole life, just answering comments if he did it. Same thing with Instagram, which is odd because I don't know if he got hacked, but his Instagram now only has 19 posts. I think either he removed them or he got hacked, because for someone with 6.7 million followers to only have 19 posts, doesn't that seem unusual, guys? It seems very strange to me. What do I know? I'm just an old boomer. So took all the heat off Bob Chick. Yeah, and next week it'll be something else. We have short memories. We latch on. Social media has made this gossip thing move at interplanetary speeds, like literally the speed of light, faster than the speed of light. Gossip stuff used to take weeks to get around everybody in the industry. You had to wait till the magazine gossip columns. Now, when something is posted or said, about it within, there's a bunch of media outlet Instagrams like Beyond the Stage, Buys and Tries, Who's the Best Bodybuilder, Generation Iron, RX, and they will report on something immediately. You can't make a video immediately. You have to make a thumbnail and create a stream and all. It takes a few minutes, but Instagram posts, you can make it like almost instantaneously. Lee Priest and Tim were going back to back on the Beyond the Stage TV posts. Maybe we should find that. Beyond the Stage TV. Okay, so that was, look how many posts they've already had. These people move so fast with, it's like probably buried now. It's probably way down here. Lee Priest shoots down comments about Sam Sulek. Lee Priest had said some tough words following Tim Wilkins' odd comments. Oh, okay. Well, this is good. Now I don't have to hunt for it. So Lee says, I was 23. Tim, like same, a pro. I had out in 10 years competing then. Lee Priest started competing at age 13, guys. So be quiet. Seriously, the show is what's wrong with the sport. Only decent guy on the show is Chris Cormier. Other two fools haven't got a clue. You're a hack. The other guy is only in because of who his brother is. Pathetic. So Tim responded, people like you love to say, who the hell is Tim Wilkins? Who is he to comment on the sport? I emceed 3 of your last 4 Olympias. My podium placed higher than you did. Oof. Segment is out, and in hindsight, garbage was a bit much. So he's back. Sometimes we speak in haste, guys. I do it all the time. Put my foot in my mouth. Garbage was a bit much. The intent was and still is to keep Sam alive and promoting better habits for his millions of young followers. He is free to do whatever the hell he wants, record it, get rich, whatever. As someone who's been around the sport since the 1990s, I've seen far too many die or hurt themselves, and someone had to say it. I don't know Sam personally, but I sure don't want anything to happen to him or the kids he's quote unquote influencing. Okay, fair enough. I thought that was a good response. So yeah, garbage is a strong word. When you call somebody garbage, it's, them's fighting words. So, oh boy, let's leave that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if he got hacked, because a lot of his, I'm pretty sure he had a lot more posts than 19 before. Leave Sam and Bob alone. Oh, no one, the young people love Sam. I don't think they have any love for Bob. But there's like a generational war. It's almost like Gen X. I don't think there's not many boomers involved in any of this, guys. Very few. Geez, I want to say Lee Haney, Dorian, and Ronnie were all born in 64. So they would be the very end of the baby boomers. But the majority of guys up there, Tim, myself, Cormier, anybody who's between like 45 and 60 years old is basically Generation X at this point. It's 20 years, not 15. What did I say was 20 years? I don't even remember, Jeff, what I said was 20 years. Are we talking about the generations? I don't know. Don't you dare talk trash about the Trenbolone twins. Well, the funny thing is people like to defend them and say they don't even take Tren. It's like a joke. That's their name. But the first thing out of that kid's mouth was 2 different types of Tren. And I don't think he was lying. I think it was just the fact that Kenny KO seemed shocked that he said, "Oh, I better backtrack. I better not say that's. I better say my stack is something else." These guys are hilarious. Yeah, I didn't say they weren't funny, but I mean, they don't come across as very bright at all. One's already torn a pec. What are they, like 22 years old? You know, I mean, if you're tearing a pec that young, God, I mean, can you imagine by the time if they live to be my age? Because not everyone's gonna. I'm 55, guys. Not all these people abusing a bunch of gear. I mean, I'm lucky. A lot of the people that I've known, they're dead. Others had to give up because of kidney failure, serious heart problems. They're in poor health. You know, a lot of them are a shadow of their former selves physically. You'd never even know they were these huge bodybuilders. And some of them are dead. Some of them have died. A lot of people I grew up with in bodybuilding, came up over the years with, they're dead. So, yeah, we used drugs back in my day. I mean, I used plenty of drugs, plenty of steroids. I'm still here, thank God. But, I think that the point about Sam's diet is it's very unhealthy. People said he cleaned up his diet. He cleaned up his diet because he was dieting for a contest. That's why he cleaned up his diet. You think he's going to eat like a contest prep diet again forever? And of course not. He loves junk food. He's one of the if it fits your macros, and he's not alone. There's plenty of people that follow the if it fits your macros type of approach. But is it healthy for you to be eating a lot of saturated fat, a lot of white flour, a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugar? It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. You can get away with doing a lot of unhealthy things in your 20s. There's no doubt about that. But you're still incurring damage that you're not going to experience any adverse health effects till you're in your maybe 30s or 40s, maybe even your 50s. But a lot of guys who are having serious health problems now in their 40s and 50s, it's because of drug abuse and bad eating habits in their 20s and 30s. So it comes back to bite you in the ass, a lot of that stuff. Children, role models should be their fathers and family, not no one else. I agree with that, Dr. Patah. The thing is we call these people influencers for a reason. They have so much more influence because, when I was a kid, the only people who could influence you, we had celebrities and stuff, but we didn't really know much about them. We saw them in movies, TV, maybe an interview here and there. We have so much access now to all the figures in our sport. Sam posts like a video, several videos every week. So people get an insight into them. That you can follow these people very closely, almost every aspect of their lives. Some people put everything out there, their day-to-day schedules, from the time they get up to the time they go to sleep. They're putting pictures and videos up of these things. They're documenting everything. And they have a lot more influence over people than they might have had now, but because everyone's got a phone. Every child has a phone. And what do they have? That phone's with them 24 hours a day, pretty much. Maybe when they're asleep, they're not looking at it. But a lot of young people now, that phone is in their hand or right by their side all the time. So they're constantly getting updates, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. They're getting a constant barrage of videos and images and things from these people. So these people do have a lot more influence over them than they used to. Trend twins are on a different level. They just don't give a damn. I mean, they're like, again, I hope I'm not sounding like a jerk by saying they don't sound very bright. Sam comes across, he's very well spoken. He studied engineering. I know some engineers. My niece is an engineer. My son-in-law has an engineering degree, didn't like it, went into finance and did much better in that. He enjoyed it more. So I know engineers, and they're very, very bright people. Sam's a very bright guy, young man. Trend twins do not seem very bright. It is what it is. Sam's a future in his division. I told you I was very impressed behind stage. Very hard until the winner may rest to Olympia. That must be a shock to build him up there. Again, I don't think he has the potential to do well as a pro. That's my personal educated opinion as someone who's been going to pro shows for 35 years. I've been to tons and tons of USAs, nationals, Arnold amateurs, North Americans, universes, amateur Olympias. I know what type of structure and muscle bellies does the best. He's never going to be a great pro, but does it matter? It doesn't matter anymore. That's in the old days, with rare exceptions, you had to do well in competitions to get any kind of publicity. Now you make your own publicity. Sam has made his own career basically through YouTube. He's made himself probably the second most popular fitness personality in the world. Sebum still leads on that, but Sam's right there. I'm sure I didn't go to this last Arnold, but I'm sure there were lines wrapped around the building to meet Sam and take a picture with him and talk to him. And they had to pay for it. And they still waited hours and hours. Didn't make any valid points. Y'all talking about some cheat meal videos from years ago. He was making those cheat meal videos up until he started the diet, the Buzz. You're trying to say all the old, he wasn't eating crap at all. It's been years and years. No, he was doing that, but whatever. He won Masters men's bikini. Well, I don't think Tim won, did he? Did he win? I didn't know he had won. Is he a pro now? I don't know. Paul, was that the show that you won? So maybe you were there, Trend Twins are Barbarian Brothers wannabes. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know them well, but I used to see the Barbarian Brothers at Gold's Venice and out at the events. David and Peter Paul. David has passed away, rest in peace. Yeah, they were in movies. The Barbarians was their movie, I think. They were hilarious. They were on talk shows. They were on game shows because they were funny guys, and they were actually pretty bright. David was a very gifted photographer. I went to a gallery in Los Angeles in the late 90s where he had a showing of his black and white art photography. It was amazing. And he was he shot for Muscle Mag. It was very artistic, very well composed stuff. He used to get the greatest locations and props and costumes and stuff. Anyway, yeah, they were larger than life figures. The Trend Twins, without social media, nobody would know who they were. I mean, I'm not the tallest guy. I'm a little under 5'8", but I hear they're like 5'3". So, they're jacked. They got great genetics. They're on plenty of gear and they're strong. So that's it. It's silly to complain about who people follow. That's like complaining that people love Taylor Swift. And I think her music is garbage. I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift. There's a lot of music out there now that I think is garbage, but it's popular. So obviously millions of people love it. The Buzz says Tim is a nobody. It's sad on Olympia TV. You have a guy with a judge, a shack competitor. What's wrong with these people? Yeah, some people have said it's kind of a conflict of interest to have, because Tarek is a judge. He judges at the highest levels, the pro shows, and he has these shows, and he is very critical of some of the athletes. I mean, yeah, Bob's the MC, but Bob's not a judge. Tarek is a judge. Discount store, sports center. Well, I mean, they have. I'll tell you what, if they had ever offered me a regular spot, I would have taken it. Fly me out to Phoenix every week or whatever and be on their panel, I would have done it. Tarek is even worse than Tim. Sniffhead. I will point out, though, Sam is getting too much hype. Everybody's saying he's so good for his age, but there's legit people 3 to 5 years younger looking at it. Since bad. But yeah, I mean, I did a video and got blasted for showing this guy. So this guy is actually a few months older. However, all the footage that I'm going to show you, all the pictures and footage of Jose Manuel Munoz, he was 22 in all the stuff I'm going to show you. So he turned 23 after the Olympia last year, like a week after the Olympia. So in 2024, all year when he won 4 pro shows in classic physique and placed 6th at the Olympia, yeah, a little bit of guy now, he was only 22 years old. So he was actually younger than Sam was when he won that show in Vegas and when he got his pro card at the Arnold Amateur. This is his most recent update. He's doing Pittsburgh. He wants to win that. He wants to beat Ruffin and everybody else that shows up. So this guy is Sam's age. This is a 23-year-old, just like Sam. And if you think Sam is as good as this guy, I'm sorry, you have no eye for physiques. Now, Sam is better in terms of social media and marketing. He speaks English. Jose does not speak English as far as I know. Sam is a great personality on video. Until I started watching, I watched a few of Sam's videos about a year ago. I didn't get it. I did not understand his popularity. I get it now. He's a young guy who loves to lift. He's strong. He's huge. He's funny. He's down to earth. I get it. But yeah, if you're talking about like who's the best for their age, this guy is the same division, classic. Now I know you're going to say, well, Sam's going to have 10 more pounds. Yes, he will have 10 more pounds. 10 more pounds isn't going to have him looking like this, guys. This is just a genetics. It's the genetics are that much better on somebody like this. And if you don't understand that, then again, you don't know what you're looking at in terms of structure, muscle shape, things like that. Something like this, it's gifted. Sam has better genetics than most of us. This guy has better genetics than Sam. So it is what it is. It's, I keep thinking these are posing videos and they're not. They trick me. He always tricks me like that. Just want to leave one up while just trying to find an actual posing video to leave up while I'm talking about him. If I can. That's not even a close-up. That's just judging. Come on, Ron. You can do it. So anyway, just the point is that this guy's the same age as Sam. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's better. So Sam, same age as Sam, way better genetics. It is. Genetics are a gift. You get them or you don't. Non-FAB, I'm 35. You all sound like boomers. Guys, boomers are at least 61 years old. Can't you say Gen X? Crybaby boomers worrying about these kids doing things. Y'all did the same, and old generation talked down upon you guys too. I think the difference is we did whatever we did. People didn't know about it because we didn't have social media. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that. We didn't have these platforms so that millions and millions of people around the world could see what we were doing and hear us talking. We didn't have an influence because there was no platform. There was no way to reach an audience like that. And guys like Sam and the Trend Twins and Togi, whatever his name is, they have millions and millions of followers. Your mom's flip-flop. He's not just only busy, he just doesn't care. And what's the bother? He just doesn't like beef. Oh, I mean, I think it's amazing. And I'm envious because I've had so many occasions where I got blasted or trolled and I responded, which is the dumbest thing you can do is feed into the negativity because that's all they really want. They just want to upset you. They want to get under your skin and get you all pissed off and riled up. And Sam's not going to let anybody do that to him. So good on him. He always had such low. Oh, okay. So that's all he had on his Instagram was 19 posts. Lee, legit a phenom. Let's go back to Sam. We're talking about Sam, and I got Hosema up there, so let's put Sam back. We're talking about Sam Sulek. Come on, Sam. I thought Sam at least had videos. Yeah, he's got videos from your show, didn't he? He had a video up. He must have taken down a lot of stuff. That's all I can think of. Yeah. All right. Lee's legit a phenomenal. The way he looked when he was 16 is insane. Yeah. I mean, I met Lee. I met him when he was 21. That's when he first came over from Australia to Los Angeles. He came over to compete in the Niagara Falls Pro-Am. He did not have a pro card yet, even though he had won the Mr. Australian Championships twice. The federation wouldn't recommend him for a pro card. They thought he was too young. But Jim Mannion saw him at Gold's Venice training and said, wow, who are you? This and that. He didn't know who he was. Said, I'm Lee Priest. I won the Australia twice, but I've tried to get a pro card. They won't give me one, so I'm doing the Niagara Falls Pro-Am as an amateur. So Jim Mannion got on the phone to Wayne DeMille, who was president of the IFBB at that time, said, get this guy a pro card. And Lee ended up doing the Niagara Falls in, I think it was 92 or 93. 93? That was his first pro show. And he had just gotten his pro card thanks to Jim Mannion. Doesn't use Instagram, everything's on YouTube. Okay, well, I mean, he's doing great on YouTube, so why waste your time on Instagram? Really love your stream channel. Thank you. Thank you, your mom's flip-flop. Appreciate that. That's why I go live. So jealous of Sam. I mean, anybody who's extremely successful, people are going to be jealous of. Anybody. And for someone who's very young, having just turned 23, to be a millionaire, which he is. And he's a self-made millionaire. He didn't get that money from supplement company just dumping him, giving some crazy salary to him or anything like that. He made his own YouTube channel. He made his own content, and he made himself that money. So self-made. God love him. But yeah, people are going to be jealous of anybody that's successful, and especially if they're young and successful, and especially, if you're 40, 50, 60 years old and you've never had that type of success. Of course, it's only human nature. You're going to be jealous of someone who's 23 and has already achieved more in terms of popularity and financial success than you did, with another 40 years that you've had to live, right? Say bodybuilding's kind of scary now. People are massive pressure, always trying to look better. I mean, social media has made it worse because we used to only see guys when they were in contest condition. That's the only time. You didn't see them in the off season. You didn't see pictures of them, videos of them, nothing. You saw them on contest day, or all the pictures you saw in the magazines were taken right before or right after a contest when they were at their very best. Now people are under pressure to look good all the time, to stay lean. They have to stay on gear to keep big all the time, and they're staying on drugs all the time now because there is that pressure to look good. You can't just keep putting old pictures up. People will blast you for that. So the fans and followers expect you to look good all the time now, which comes with a price. Pretty sure these kids aren't worrying about the future and health since medicine advanced. That's kind of a reckless way to think about it. That's like, I'll smoke 2 packs of cigarettes because lung cancer is killing people now, but by the time I get it, they'll probably be able to cure it pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go that route, but what's up, Ron? Appreciate you saying strong, flexing on the haters, defending Sam like a well-built muscle is bad for control knowledge. Yeah, I mean, I've been critical of Sam too, and the fact that the one thing I do respect a lot about him is he never comes out and talks about his cycles. It is obvious that he's on gear and a good amount of gear. However, he doesn't do what so many other people do. A lot of people get their clout and they get their fame and their popularity by constantly talking about all the drugs they use. And I think some of them even exaggerate and lie, saying that they use more than they really do, because it's controversial. Especially gets young people excited. If they say, I'm on 500 milligrams of test a week and 500 milligrams of equipoise, they'll go like, then they'll just say you're lying. However, if you say I'm on 3 grams of tests, 2 grams of trend, 2 grams of, people are like, wow, that's crazy, bro. You're so brave. You're so, so Sam doesn't do that. He doesn't come out and say I'm on this or that. So I want to give him credit for that, because I think that is very dangerous. When people come out and say, especially if they're jacked and they say, this is what I use, you are going to get people who thank them. Thanks for being so honest, bro. Everybody else lies. However, then people are going to duplicate that. And I hate to tell you guys this, but unless you have great genetics, it doesn't matter how many drugs you do. You're never going to look like the very, very genetic elite. It's just not possible. I don't know why that myth, it continues to persist, because nobody wants to believe they can't achieve their dreams. But when it comes to the bodybuilding and the physique and the way it looks, it is very largely determined by genetics. Even how well you respond to gear is a genetic thing. Some people respond much, much better. Some people just get bloated and acne and gyno and lose their hair, and they never get that big. Other people take moderate amounts and they blow up and look incredible, and they don't lose their hair and they don't get gyno, and their skin still looks great. Why? Why do some people smoke cigarettes for years and years, have no problems? Other people get lung cancer. Why do some people drink for years and years, have no problems? Others have liver failure. Why? It's all genetics. Kids are not all right. So that is a reference. He's not as old as me, but he's over 40. The Kids Are All Right was an album by The Who, I believe, right? Yeah. The Who was a group, but you probably, the guy, don't even know who they are. The Who. It was a real group, I promise you. Got to disagree with that family and role model stuff. Your family is trash. It's kind of tough. I get where people are coming from. Dude isn't as good as people think he is, especially not classic. He's not, and I try to always point out that who cares? What does it matter? Because there are people who are way better. They're never going to get the following he has. Never, because they don't have his personality. They don't put out the great content like he does. Like that guy I just showed you, Hosema Beast. How many followers does he have? Let's take a look. So Sam has 6.7 million. Sam is not as great physique-wise as Hosema. Hosema is a far, far superior physique, but 418K followers, not shabby at all. I've only got like 30, 31. He's got 418,000 followers compared to Sam, who has 6.7 million, because people like Sam and they want to follow him. He's relatable. He puts out the type of content that people love and they want to consume. That's what it's all about. I watch all these YouTube videos that are basically geared toward creators. Here's how to get more views and this and that. It really just comes down to making videos that people want to watch. The more interesting and captivating your videos are, the more people are going to watch them. It doesn't. Your thumbnails are kind of important. Your titles are important. I get all that, and they say this setting, that setting, algorithm this, algorithm that. But end of the day, Sam showed you didn't need to do anything crazy. He didn't have any fancy editing, crazy graphics. They're very basic videos, and people really connected with them. He built a very, very strong and loyal following that continues to grow. So, no problemo. What up? What's up? So again, watch us all be shocked when Sam rolls up, wins a pro show, and punches ticket to the haters will be speechless for. Just not. I don't see him winning a pro show, and I'm only, again, this is not hate on Sam. It's just I know the type of attributes that win. I know what the judges are looking for. He had a very easy road to the pro card. When he's up on stage with other pros, he's going to be up against guys who beat many, many other and many better people to get there. They're going to be on a whole different level than he is. So, I just interviewed Mike Sommerfeld. I put that up yesterday. Mike Sommerfeld, runner-up at the Olympia to Chris Bumstead, Arnold Classic champ. He just won that a couple weeks ago. That's like another species compared to Sam. Now, Sam, yes, he has like 10 pounds he can put on as a pro, but he's never going to look anything like Ramon Dino, like Terrence Ruffin, like Mike Sommerfeld, Breon. I know Breon's moved on. Urs Kalaczynski, Wesley Vissers, Matt Grego, the top guys. He doesn't have the genetic structure with the tiny, tiny waist and the super wide clavicles and the round, full muscle bellies. He doesn't have that. So, but again, who cares? He'll have more fans than all of those guys. Little joke. How do you know you're at a gay barbecue? I saw you say like shit. No gay jokes here, guys. Come on. No. How do people actually even become an IFBB judge? So I know they have to go through a process of judging at the local level. First, you have to test judge at a local show. You sit there with the other judges, and they see how your scores compare to theirs. And if your scores are like way off theirs, and you don't get to be a judge, you have to be on a similar wavelength. So they want to know that you're seeing the same things and looking for the same qualities that they're looking for in the physiques. Because otherwise people will just say, well, that guy's big or that guy's ripped. And, most people have no idea what they're looking at. They want to make sure you have a good eye for physiques. So you start out at the local level, regional level, and you work your way up to, they'll ask you maybe to be a national level judge at a pro qualifier. Then from there, that's, to be a pro judge, there's not many of them. If you go to pro shows, especially pro shows with men's open classes, you'll see almost the same panel, the same usual suspects. I know there's 7 judges at a table. I see the same 10 to 20 people like at every show I ever went to, over and over and over again. I think of Anton. I don't know anything about him. Anton Rashinezi. Who's that? Ratishini. Now I have to try to find him. Anton. You'll get mad if I don't know who everybody is, but I don't follow everybody. Anton Ratushi. He has 300K followers. Must be pretty good. Okay, I'll tell you what I think. Classic. Yeah. Already I see he's better shape and structure than Sam. Yeah, he's definitely better than Sam. Is he younger? He's probably younger. He's got a better physique. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people out there with better physiques than Sam. Sam's got a better physique than most of us, obviously. But the pro level is a whole other ball game. It's starting all over again. It's like, it's kind of like in other sports. You could be some great high school football player, But to go from being a great high school player to being a great college player, and then college, there's different divisions. There's Division One, and then there's D2 and D3, which are lesser divisions. This guy looks really good. Absolutely, he looks great. Yeah. So then the NFL is another. You have guys who sit on the bench and barely ever play, and then you have guys who are the elite, the top. They get to play in the Pro Bowl and things like that. Respect Tarek for some of his pain, especially when he criticized Charlotte and coaches without proper educational credentials. He tells us the youngest IFBB pro ever. Wow, 19. So there you go. There actually have been 19-year-old pros before. Shane DeMora was 19. That's going back to like 1987. That's very young to be a teenager and IFBB pro. That's freaking amazing. So congrats to him. I think Natalia Coelho, I think she turned pro at like 18 or something. I think Ariel Kadir, the fitness pro, I think she was like 17 or 18 when she turned pro. She was very young. But yeah, obviously classic and open. A little off topic, Derek Singer throwing his hat in New York pro and all that. Yeah. Yeah, Kalyan, you send me all the stuff. I follow all those pages that you send me links to. So you don't have to send me like who is the best bodybuilder to be on the stage. I get all those notifications, but thank you. Yeah, why wouldn't you do New York Pro if you're already in shape? I know it's not that much more money compared to Pittsburgh is $100,000, but it's a week later and it's like a 30-minute flight, 20-minute flight. So this will agree with you 100%. I like Sam, but I'll agree with you about Jose. Dang, someone watch. I mean, he's 6th place at the Olympia. So before he was 23, when Jose was 22, he had already taken 6th place, top 6 at the Olympia. So that's pretty damn great. I think that this reminds me was more pageantry than macho, filled with bitches. Well, it is. I call it like a beauty pageant with muscles. Boomer is just saying for older people now. It's just inaccurate. Boomer just means anyone that's old, I guess, to a lot of the younger people. But I wouldn't want to be called a millennial if I was Gen Z, or I'd want it to be. Old Ted need to adapt. Will Williams magazine were the best part of the month when VCR tapes come out. Old school, yeah. I mean, I appreciate all this new technology and social media and the opportunities it creates and the ability to be able to cover the sport so much faster and comprehensively than we could back in the day. But man, I have no regrets. I'm very glad I grew up when I grew up with magazines and VHS tapes, and bodybuilding was on ESPN back then. Mr. Olympia was on ESPN, the Nationals, the USA, the Arnold Classic. We're all on network television like NBC, ABC, CBS, ESPN. I think the trunks up the ass should not be allowed. Showing you're a boomer. Showing you are why you are a boomer by taking the term literally. Well, I can't argue with you, man. I don't know all your slang. So pissed I was born so late, legit missed at the freaking dudes, dude. Well, I mean, you have things now that like you take for granted. Like you have navigation on your phone. You're driving, you can never get lost. I mean, we had maps, and if you didn't have a map, we had to pull over and ask directions if we got lost. I mean, I spent so many hours driving around as a young person lost, or pulling over to look at maps or asking directions and trying to remember what the person said to me. Just little things like that. Just the ability to call someone with a cell phone you take for granted. We didn't have cell phones until like late 90s. If you wanted to call someone, you either had to be in a place with a landline or you had to find a payphone, out somewhere out on the street, put your money in and call them up. I mean, just things you take for granted now. Priest's first he made the magazine look like, yeah, Priest was a freak, man. Priest was a freak. Classic trunks should be enforced. All right, P1 Carlos Vega, yeah, I saw that. That's awful. So bummed I was born after the amazing generation, Mason. Yeah, I mean, we had a great time for bodybuilding in the 80s and 90s, I think. Thank you, Ron C. $5. I just woke up and saw Lee mention something about Sam. What's going on now? Quick cliff notes, thanks. So Sam got blasted in comments that Tim Wilkins made on the show Primetime Muscle. It's Olympia TV channel is where you can find it. They're basically like Sports Center, but they only talk about bodybuilding topics, IFBB Pro League stuff. And at the very beginning of this, you can replay it. I played all the clips where Tim Wilkins, who was an MC, he called Sam a garbage influencer, and was concerned that on the current route he's on with supplements and gear and bad choices in food, the junk food, he's in danger of not living to 30, and he's 23. So you can replay it later. They banned the forbidden pose. But I appreciate the $5, Ron, and a fellow Ron. There's not many of us left, especially, there's not many young people named Ron. It's like my wife's name is Janet. There's not many young women named Janet. They banned the forbidden pose. You talk about the moon pose, where people used to put their back to the audience and then bend over to show their glute and hamstring development. Me, I'm Polish, but also live in Germany all my life. Super happy to say now we'll come to Germany for the first time ever. 85% sure. Yeah, I mean, Mike Sommerfeld is looking fantastic. It'd be shocking if somebody beats him. Although Terrence Ruffin, who is currently 5 weeks and 2 days out from Pittsburgh, it's a little over 5 weeks out. He's looking pretty crazy right now. I could see him possibly winning the Olympia as well. Urs and Sommerfeld, both German. So, yeah, Sommerfeld. I mean, Terrence Ruffin is the only guy that I think could upset that for those guys. So you don't have to really go to university or anything like that for judge. Just no. There's no degree in judging or anything like that. No, nothing like that at all. No. The Instagram fully filters out everything. Some people look amazing on Instagram, but shit in real life. Oh, I mean, I see it all the time when you follow people in their prep, seeing all their updates, and then you see them on stage, like, huh. But a lot of times it's because on Instagram, you can put up only the pictures you want in the lighting that makes you look the best, in your best poses, from the best angles. You pick and choose. Whereas on stage, the bright lights hit you from all angles. There's nothing to hide. You have to show front, back, side to side, top, bottom. People are seeing everything, so you can't hide anything on stage. Standing up stage must be absolutely true. Oh, I mean, to make it to the Olympia, most bodybuilders will never ever get to the Olympia. Most people in most divisions will never get to the Olympia stage. So, stream tonight. Thank you. Appreciate that, Zionic. No problemo. Glad I grew up in the 90s for all my childhood mistakes to document on camera. Yeah, it's true. I mean, the internet is forever. If you post a nude pic or a sex video or something like that, you think it's deleted, somebody saved that shit. It's there forever. Like all these girls, I heard something like 15% of all females in America, 18 to 24 years old, have an OnlyFans account. 15%. Maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot. And they think all these nude pictures and all these sex clips that they're posting, they think, oh, I can delete that later. I can get that scrubbed. No, dude. People are saving that. It's never going to go away. They'll be like 40 years old in some high up corporate job, and someone's going to post that video somewhere just to screw with them. Before everyone else had a phone in their pocket. Yeah, literally, we couldn't reach people. We had to call houses like, is so-and-so there? Have you seen them? Do you know where they went? Because there was no way to reach people when they were out and about. You just had to hope they called you, or, pagers were like a big deal when those finally came around. What's the weirdest thing you ever saw in bodybuilding? Oh, God. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to really think about that. I mean, weirdest thing, I remember a Fitness America pageant, which I worked for the company that promoted the Fitness America pageant, it's not affiliated with NPC or IPB. Anyway, so backstage, I remember all the women, these are beautiful, fit women. I remember a couple times, some of them would change outfits, like right there out in the open with everybody around, like men, whatever, media. We didn't name our cameras at them, but I'm sitting there. I'm a young guy in my 20s. Like they were completely nude, changing from one outfit to another backstage. They could have found they didn't want to wait to use a bathroom or whatever. I don't know why they were doing this. Maybe they wanted us to see them. I don't know. That's just one random thing. I'd have to think about it. Born 07 stuff I really appreciate. Wow, 07. Jeez. I don't want to say the old physiques were so much better, but one thing that we had was, because we only had bodybuilding for all those years, all the genetic cream of the crop was in bodybuilding. Now you have a lot of the guys with the greatest genetics might not go to bodybuilding. They might go to classic. They might go to men's physique. Dorian said this years ago too, is we've seen it diluted because a lot of these guys go to other divisions. Where back then, if someone had the great genetics, they had no other choice but to put all the muscle mass they could on and go into bodybuilding. And that's what they did. So we had some amazing competitors back then. The moon pose, good thing they banned it. Yeah, that was banned like in the mid 80s. Yeah. Grace Delight, your generation is watching Freakazoid Bios of Flesh and Blood. Yeah, I mean, I encourage all you guys, if you can go to a pro show, if it's, within driving distance or whatever, you got to see it in person sometime. Try to get some close seats because there's nothing like seeing it live and in person, seeing the muscles move. It's very different even than seeing, because you're seeing it in 3 dimensions. As great as some of the live streams are, 4K and the Gilco people, the Gilco Productions do amazing work. It's still not as good as being right there up front in person. I think if Tim were to judge a contest, Sam Creed, you think Tim would judge Sam fairly? Yeah, he would. I believe he's a man of integrity. I've spoken to Tim a few times. I like Tim Wilkins a lot, of course. If any judge ever judged someone unfairly, that'd be a dick move, and I would hope that would never happen. Let me comment on it saying Tim is right, but the Gen Z crowd is going to tear him 3 new a-holes. Yeah. Explain how he's right. Well, he was right in the fact that the bad food that he's eating, the zits and stuff, Sam's not super healthy. And he can get away with it now. But I bet if a doctor ran a full diagnostic on him, they'd find some issues, some things, I don't know. I'm just guessing. They'd find things with the liver, the kidney, the heart, something that could probably be better. So, yeah, I took that comment down because I got blasted. Now, I don't want to argue with you Gen Z people all night and day because I don't want negativity. So I made this video to sort of say I was wrong. And I'm going to give Sam a break, and I'm not going to be as judgmental toward him. He's not promoting steroid use. He's not telling people do steroids. He's not saying drink chocolate milk and eat this food that I eat. He's just showing what he does. And if people copy it, I'm not thrilled about that, but at least he's not saying this is what you should do. So that's all I got to say about that. Sensible. Haven't heard anything about your opinion about Nick Walker. Well, I'm not talking about Nick Walker right now. Yeah, we'll do. That's a whole other thing. I don't want to get into it because I got to eat soon anyway. So pictures of my girlfriend since we were 18 and 35 now. Yeah, those pictures never go away. All this stuff online, it's forever. The internet is forever. Too much fun. I don't think I'm up there with that. There's actually a Ron Harris that was a soccer player from UK. I think his heyday was the 80s, and he's far more popular than me. Son just pranked me with a fake call from AI Santa Claus. Proof fellow. Well, I gotta say I disagree. Personally, I believe people aren't as hungry for it as they were back then. Of course, there's something I'm talking about the Yates person. We're never gonna have, there's never gonna be another anybody. There's never gonna be another Dorian, another Jay, another Phil, another Lee Haney. Everybody's a one-off. Everybody's unique. There's never gonna be another repeat of any great athlete. There's never gonna be another Michael Jordan, another Muhammad Ali. They were, the best of their time, and there's never gonna be anyone quite like them. Do I think Good Vito can beat Nick Walker in Pittsburgh? Possibly. They're on the same level. Detroit, we can't make the show this year. Next year. Yeah, we'll be doing a watch party tomorrow, guys. The show supposedly is 9 a.m. judging, 5 p.m. finals, but I couldn't get an answer from the Instagram for Detroit Pro-Am as to who's going on first. I'm imagining the amateurs are going to go on first, so it's probably going to be a couple hours after 9 and a couple hours after 5 that we'll see the pros go on. What strengths does Sam Sulek have? What should he improve? Okay, his back needs a lot of work. His waist is a little wide. There's nothing he can do about that. He needs more triceps. Biceps are really good. Triceps are supposed to be twice the size of the biceps. His are the same size, biceps and triceps. So more triceps to balance out the great biceps he has. Needs to get wider to sort of offset the fact that he doesn't have much of a natural V-taper, needs more quad sweep. Condition was great, and the fact that he prepped himself. Okay, fair. Chris Bone said Jay Cutler preached their all-star gear in their teens even earlier than Sam did, so I don't see how he deserves a hate, especially with dirty football game. Yeah, plenty of people start gear early, so I don't think you heard me complain about Sam starting gear too young. Sam's fan base is the most immature idol worshipers. Sam himself is cool. I agree. I mean, Hadi Chupan is a great guy. A lot of his fans are just a-holes. I mean, they shut down Derek Lunsford Instagram. They were making death threats against Flex Lewis, death threats against Derek Lunsford and his family at one point. Some of Hadi's fans were. You can't put that on Hottie. Doing the stream out late, start from the beginning. I'd say you look great for 55. Thank you, Jay. I'll be 56 in September, God willing. I'd like to know how you've used enhancement without making yourself age. That serves an ebook. I never used that much. I mean, my cycles were typically a gram to a gram and a half. I did go to 2 grams several times, many times. Probably like I did that probably 8 times, maybe 10 times. I mean, I've been on gear on and off since I was 27 years old, but I took a lot of time off in the past. I would be on for like 12 weeks, off for 12 weeks. You know, I didn't cruise. I didn't do anything. I would go cold turkey between cycles. It's just the way we did it back in the old days. Your favorite bodybuilder was ever, the best in your opinion? I think Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler is my favorite of all time. Just, you know, like a comic book character come to life, like a Marvel superhero can't come to life. We have winning Detroit tomorrow. William Bonack. Join us for the live stream tomorrow. Should double back on that camera if you were different than talking heads that spew shit. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I did Sam dirty by lumping him in with people that talk about their cycles, and you know, when you're doing that, you are encouraging people to follow suit. If you're coming out here and saying I use 2 grams of tren and 200 milligrams of anadrol a day and 20 hours of growth a day, and I feel great and I made the best gains, you're not telling people to do it, but you're encouraging by saying how great the results were that you got from these astronomical doses. You are. And Sam doesn't do that. He never, ever says what he's on, what he takes. I give him a lot of credit for that, because if he did that, it would be damaging, because you know people would copy him. Millions and millions of kids around the world would say, okay, that's the Sam Sulek cycle. But following anybody's cycle and expecting to look like them is like following someone's body part workout, like doing Tom Platz's leg workout and thinking you're going to get legs like Tom Platz. Your legs will look like that. Or I don't know. Who's got great? Like Phil Heath's arm workout, and you're going to have arms like, you're not going to have arms like Phil Heath. Thanks for mentioning the watch party. I'll be there. It's fun when you have the Arnold on. Yeah, we have a lot of fun on those. Saying deep piece of lunch for what? Oof, that's awful. Oof. Flex Muscle like out of a comic book. He was amazing. Sam's just a good dude. Always should be glad he's the most influential person in the fitness scene, not the Trend Twins or Toji. Toji, I have a real issue with, because he has come out and admitted he specifically started using drugs just to become famous and to become an influencer and be big on social media. You know, he has no love for the sport or training or anything like that. He's the type that will quit. He'll turn his back on it, and he'll never touch a weight again in his life. He just did it for clout and to become famous, and it worked. But you know, I have no respect for people like that. I think Arnold did gay for pay. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, I'm so hungry, guys. I'm way past my eating time. What is for dinner? It's the meal I have around 6:30. It's going to be a little late now. Is ground turkey with salsa, tortilla chips, and an apple. At least you can admit you were wrong. Yeah, document his journey. Yeah. I admit I'm wrong all the time, because I'm wrong all the time, guys. I'm wrong all the time. All the time. Joining you on tomorrow's Detroit Pro commentary. No Boston Mass. I got Big Mike Cox and Giles Tiger Thomas. I think between the three of us, we have about 90 years in the sport, in the industry, 100 years, something like that. We'll do a good job, I promise you. 2 grams not even trained for. That's Toji. Yeah, Toji, he's into recreational drugs. He's a gambler. I mean, yeah, I don't even consider him part of our industry. Watch party. Yeah, Deng Tui. So it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern, but I think they're going to start with amateurs, and I want to wait till the amateurs are almost done till we go live. So I'm not even sure what time exactly we'll go live. Just if you leave your notifications on, all good around extreme. Thank you. You fry it or bake the ground turkey? I fried in a giant pan, but as I'm cooking it, I don't put any oil in. As I'm cooking it, I periodically take it off the grill, off the stove top, and go over to the sink and drain out the fat. So it's very, very lean. It's called Wisdom. Awesome panel. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. Appreciate you watching. Please join me tomorrow. Detroit Watch Party, Detroit Pro Watch Party. You can watch it right here with me, Big Mike Cox, Giles Tiger Thomas. Comment live with us. We're going to have a really good time. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, I always try to apologize. I took that out. I really take that banner off. Generation X. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please join me tomorrow for the Detroit Pro watch party right here, and I will see you then. So peace out.